Pubcast. If you're not listening to Pubcast, the terrorists are winning. That's what Jay Moore says.
Welcome to the Pubcast. Sit down and enjoy a pint.
Welcome to the Spies Like Us episode of the Pubcast. Allison and Eric join me this time, and this is a movie that I'm not sure any of us thought would hold up very well upon rewatching, but, we were wrong. This movie is consistently funny from beginning to end, and it might not be filled with huge belly laughs, but it is a fun, goofy 80s comedy. That said, I think we all agreed that this is really barely a movie. It's just sort of a bunch of individual scenes or sketches held together by the thinnest of plots as a through line, but it seems to work. So here we go, breaking down the 80s almost classic, Spies Like Us.
Spies Like Us. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
We've got a very special assignment for you two.
Boy.
Heads down!
This is my sister. You can all have her.
You want some coffee? That's a good idea.
Let me see that. Hey, come on.
Honestly, you two are unbelievable.
Stop!
Every minute you don't tell us why you're here, I cut off a finger.
Mine or yours?
Yours.
Damn. Go! Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
Chevy Chase.
Get us the hell out of here!
Dan Aykroyd.
To think my high school guidance counselor said I'd never amount to anything.
Spies Like Us.
We're Americans!
Spies Like Us, December 1985. Here's the no-nonsense plot. This is one of my favorite ones so far. It's super to the point. Two bumbling government employees think they are U.S. spies, only to discover that they are actually decoys for nuclear war. The end.
Yep, that's all you need.
That's a good one.
That's all you need.
No nonsense. Okay, this is 85, December. I believe I saw this in the theater. I know I was, in junior high, psyched to see it. I don't remember the circumstances of seeing it, but I definitely saw it as soon as possible and loved it. And even going in, the trailer, all the clips of the training montage and the cheating scene, and then all the desert stuff, I was in from the get-go. It was a huge movie in my junior high.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it in the theater. I'm trying to remember if I even saw it in high school. Maybe I did on cable or something like that.
I can't say for sure I saw it in the theater, but it was PG, so I'm assuming I did. There's no way I would have waited until a year later when it was on TV.
Yeah, I
can't imagine.
I remember more the song being on the radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have much to say about the song. Something to say about it.
Yeah, I was only 9 years old when it came out, but at the same time, I very much remember when it came out. Somehow, even though I was only 9 years old, that movie was very much on my radar, and I really wanted to see it, even though there was not a chance in hell that I was ever going to get to see it. So I didn't see it for the first time until I think I was in high school when I finally saw it. I think it was when we finally got DirecTV at the house, and it was on cable. That's when I saw it for the first time.
Wow. Yeah, so this is a year after Ghostbusters. So, Dan Aykroyd and that style of movie, that feel of movie was out there out and about, and I was all over it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I definitely did not see it in the theater. I want to say it was on cable or maybe a rental when I was in high school, I think.
Yeah. So this was written by Dan Aykroyd.
Uh-huh.
Dan Aykroyd and Dave Thomas from SCTV.
Wendy's?
Yeah.
Not that Dave Thomas.
No relation?
He is the for British Eyes Only bad guy from Arrested Development.
For British Eyes Only.
Charlize Theron's dad or whatever, right? So it's a Dan Aykroyd production, essentially. He came up with the story and wrote most of it. This is one of this qualifies, I think, as one of many of Dan Aykroyd's things he produced that are associated with or have bits and pieces of the paranormal or aliens or that type of supernatural stuff in it. Obviously, the Spies Like Us has only a little bit of it. It's the alien scene when they're trying to distract him from the nuclear.
Which is so ridiculous.
But so he has things like, and I only have a few here, but obviously Ghostbusters.
Right.
Ghostbusters 2, Coneheads, Ghostbusters, the reboot in 2016. He's involved in that. Any and all Ghostbusters stuff, video games and cartoons and whatever, he had a hand in all that stuff. Okay. TV series, the Psi Factor, PSI Factor, Chronicles of the Paranormal, Hotel Paranormal. Some of the stuff was Canada, some of it was US. He comes from a long line. Like his family is a bunch of quote unquote spiritualists. His father wrote a book called A History of Ghosts.
Oh, I think I did. I can't remember if you and I may have talked about this at one point. I'm trying to think of when it would have come up, but this was like
legit deep into this paranormal, supernatural, aliens, but also ghosts and spiritualism. And his father and his grandfather are famous in Ontario for holding all kinds of seances and like spiritual guide stuff. So that's like Dan Aykroyd, his whole thing. Blood. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I saw that scene in Spies Like Us, I'm like, oh, that connects a little bit. You know, it's only one scene, but still. I thought that was weird. And then this is directed by John Landis.
Right.
Great director, especially of comedies in the 80s.
Yes.
He, among his credits, and they're all pretty much focused in this time period, like mid-80s to mid-90s. Kentucky Fried Movie, Animal House, Blues Brothers, American Werewolf in London, Trading Places, Twilight Zone, Three Amigos, and Coming to America. Wow. And Spies Like Us. He sort of fell off the radar a little bit with the Twilight Zone.
Right.
Because that's where the helicopter crashed, and it's on screen, and it's in the movie where there was a malfunction in the crashing helicopter effect or whatever, the practical effect, and it killed the actor and one or two of the kids he was with, like chopped their heads off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or it was severe, and so he was he needed some time. He was doing a lot less movies after that. He's still out there, I think.
Oh my God.
So John Landis, all over the place, huge director. If you see these movies, they all have his feel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like core casting that he picks from here and there. I mean, B.B. King is in this movie out of nowhere, and he's in Blues Brothers. I think he appears somewhere.
I don't know that
he's in Blues Brothers 2000.
2000.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that.
There's a couple other movies that they did, I think, where he was in as well, though.
Yeah, so I was trying to think about why the heck is B.B. King in this movie.
It's great, weird stunt casting.
Yeah, but I think I got the connection, but I don't want to jump the gun on something that you might be saying.
This is going to be a freeform deal.
Originally, it was supposed to be Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi to be in this. And
John Belushi.
John Belushi. And John Belushi died like
82.
Yeah. So before they started production.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, so is that supposed to be like some sort of like spiritual nod to John Belushi because it was going to be like the Blues Brothers actors in this movie and they wanted to fit him in, and it's just I
don't think so. I saw something that John Landis and I think Aykroyd did, maybe not Aykroyd, but John Landis did some other movie around this time that included B.B. King. And John Landis apparently is famous for bringing in people from other, like a bunch of other directors, and we'll talk about the list of doctors in that scene. He brings in a bunch of people he knows, guys he's worked with, as little cameos and just little throwaway scenes.
There's like 1,000 cameos and specifically directors, but okay.
I don't believe there's a deeper tie to it.
Yeah, I thought that was just... I mean, I get like a bunch of directors, I get other actors that he might have worked with before, but I couldn't figure out the B.B. King. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because John Belushi was supposed to be in this and it was some sort of a blues note or whatever that they put him in. And I mean, he's not known for acting. So having the cameo... like that was like as good as it was going to get.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't do any acting in this movie either. No. Okay. So watching this, we've said this before, especially with Ace Ventura. This movie holds up 100%. It's as good now, I think, as it was in 85.
There are some scenes that I will giggle at the same way that I giggled the first time watching it.
Eric, we're watching this, and it was Allison was rewatching it because she fell asleep during this part the first time. But the cheating on the test... You don't have
to broadcast that.
Well, the cheating on the test part is such insanity. It's so
out of the gate,
ridiculous.
Just the door opens and those two clowns are standing in the doorway, shoulder to shoulder, and just getting in the room, it already starts.
Chevy Chase starts pulling out cheat sheets and starts cheating.
Even before that,
right away.
Even before that, walking in saying, "I'm sorry, I'm late. I was at the reading of a will, and I had to wait till the end, and I got nothing."
But I mean,
like,
this is a guy who's
why even go through this whole explanation? Like,
this is a guy
ridiculous
who sits down and before he even reads the first question, he's cheating. He starts pulling out stuff. Eric, does that scene resonate with you as much as it did with us? Because we were out of our minds with that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Chevy Chase and the ridiculous, like the cheat sheets like behind his eye patch.
Yeah, yeah,
and stuff like that. But it drives me nuts the way how everything about Dan Aykroyd's character leading up to that, you would think he wouldn't want anything to do with such a just a friggin' mess that is Chevy Chase. But for whatever reason, he goes along with it almost to the point where you almost think that they already knew each other at this point, that he's so willing to help him.
It's not a tightly written script. I mean, let's be honest.
No.
This is, the character development is minimal at best, and clearly Dan Aykroyd's character would not be involved in any of this stuff, but he helps Chevy Chase cheat so quickly and so often and so freely. Chevy Chase doesn't know what KGB stands for. in this agent test. It's out.
That whole, when he starts crying and then flailing around and he's like, I can't, the pressure, and he gets up and he's flailing around and he leans over somebody says to him, he goes, what number is it? And like, it just like starts like writing and copying down.
Yeah. Can I borrow your pen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they're rewatching the tape,
yeah,
and Dan Aykroyd gets up out of the desk, is handing him the test, and then like goes into the whole thing. And Chevy Chase's reaction to watching, like seeing it on there, and he like turns off the TV really quick is so good. But I don't want to gloss over Frank Oz.
No, that's where we have to spend some quality time with an understated but great performance by Frank Oz.
It's so good, and I like the exchange between Emmett Fitzhume and the Monitor about the wallet.
Yeah,
and
there's $1,000.
Yeah, there's $1,000 in my wallet, or maybe there isn't. And the response from Frank Oz is so like irritated and insulted that it looks like Chevy Chase is about to start laughing. Like he's reacting to Frank Oz's indignancy.
Frank Oz is so good in this part, as small as it is. I had the hardest time recasting him in our recasting part, except for, other guys.
There's no reason to recast him. He could play that part again today.
I know. That's the default is just have him do it again because it's fine. I was blown away by the just colossal size of the video cameras in the wall.
Those doors opening up.
It's a 2x3 by 1 foot box of a camera tracking. It's ridiculous.
It's like the
Even
security cameras you would see like in Disney World to scan like a big giant area, and it's in like a 20 by 30 classroom. Like it's not. It's
the size of an unmanned drone.
Yeah.
Like it's huge.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
The farting that he does at the beginning of the test, which I don't normally laugh at that kind of humor. What gets me every time is him then making everybody think it's the other guy.
Right.
Like that's the part that's super funny, and that guy is so like irritated. He's got to accept responsibility and excuse himself for it. It's so good.
It's insane. And then, so the other segment that stood out to me, and it was in all the trailers, and as a 13-year-old, 12-year-old, we quoted it all the time after seeing the movie, was the training montage with Bernie Casey as the sergeant or whatever, the colonel. That's amazing. When they say like, vertical impact simulation now, they just go off and they crash into the ground.
Drop them.
Jump into the bomb training.
Yeah, what is it? Like G-Force, whatever. G-Force.
That whole thing is so stupid, but it works every goddamn time.
And what the ability to hold your breath.
We lost you there, Eric. Say that again.
The lung capacity test where they just drag him behind a speedboat.
Yeah.
Want to see how long you stay afloat?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's how long you can stay afloat.
It's all ridiculous. And I have to say, after they get out of the G-Force simulator or whatever, that them walking down the hallway is all Dan Aykroyd. He loves that kind of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
that's his style. Yeah.
This has Aykroyd's fingerprints all over it. I mean, obviously. So 85 box office, or I guess it's 85.
Yeah.
But that puts Spies Like Us. The number is, I guess, artificially low because it came out in December, so maybe it didn't have the legs to go. But whatever. It did not make the top 10 this time.
Yeah, I don't think it. No.
So
I don't think it has the universal appeal.
Spies Like Us was number 20.
Okay, that feels right.
At $35 million.
Okay.
For domestic. Let me run through the top 10. I'll just do the names, not the numbers necessarily. 85, Back to the Future.
Whoa.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Whoa.
Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
Whoa.
Here's the real juggernaut. Rocky 4.
Ooh. Montage City.
Cocoon. Witness. The Goonies. Police Academy 2, Their First Assignment.
Whew. I'm good with all of those up until the Police Academy. Yeah.
Fletch.
Oh.
Number 9. And A View to a Kill, James Bond.
Wow.
10. So I wrote this down in the other section, but we're going to pull it up. In 85, Chevy, remember that we did Ace Ventura last, right?
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey had a 3-run movie in the same year, I think, right? With Ace Ventura and The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, right?
Yeah.
Chevy Chase rivals it in 85. He throws down Spies Like Us, Fletch, and National Lampoon's European Vacation in 85.
Whoa. Although, with the exception of Rusty, that movie is really tough to watch.
I know.
Repeatedly.
But it did well. I'm sure it did well enough. But 3
popular.
Quote unquote significant. I mean, that's movies in 1 year for a big star. So he owned that year.
Yeah.
Spies Like Us made $35 million, cost $22 to make. So not a moneymaker. Exactly.
Wait, say that again?
Cost $22, made $35.
Ooh.
Yeah.
$22 million? Guess that making those satellites go was was where they spent the big money. Those cameras.
I guess on location somewhere.
It could be satellite animation.
Yeah.
Making that drive-in movie teams work.
All of that. The Atari special effects. Yeah. It's great.
All the cameos, maybe?
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes. What do we think the audience gave Spies Like Us?
Audience. I'm going to think the audience gave it...
So remember, it's what percentage of the audience gave it a thumbs up, basically, and what percentage gave it a,
I'm going to say 2/3 gave it a thumbs up, so I'm going to say 66.
All right. Eric?
Dang, that's a pretty good number. I'll say slightly better. I'll go 75.
Okay.
3 out of 4. Interesting.
Rotten Tomatoes score by the audience, they gave it, or it ranked a 56%.
Ooh.
It is.
Wow. I'm envisioning that for critics for sure. I would have thought audiences, it would have scraped by as fresh.
I thought I would have said 70 easy. But yeah. So what do you think for the critics?
Oh, 45.
45. E?
40.
Oh my God. The critics gave this movie a 32%. So not really well received. A, it didn't make much money, and then B, it didn't rank very well with the audience or the critics. So Although people who know it like it.
Yeah. But it's probably a movie that draws people in that like Chevy Chase's humor or like Dan Aykroyd's humor. I don't know that they're universally funny to people. At least these kind of movies.
No, but stuff like Ghostbusters, those things, big, broad comedies, this is in that vein by similar or the same people.
I feel like this is quirkier.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
And that's what makes it a little bit more niche.
This movie is more, it's less of a movie and it's more of like 8 sketches, 8 scenes put together as opposed to a movie. It's not really, there's a story that goes through it a bit, but it's like 8 individual scenes. Like it is.
It's like sketch comedy.
Yeah. It feels like or it's like a special episode of SNL or something. Yeah. All right. So this is the trivia segment of. Okay. This is the opposite of most of our movies, where I have less trivia and I have more. Equal tidbits about casting.
Okay.
But so I'll go through a little bit of trivia stuff I have. This movie was inspired by the Bob Hope and Bing Crosby movies, the Road 2 movies, apparently. Thus explaining Bob Hope's brief 3-second cameo walking through with the golf club, golf ball.
Playing through.
I never understood.
Yeah.
Bob Hope was a thing. We all knew about him, but I didn't know why he was in this movie, what that meant. Yeah. So the Road 2, I had to look it up. Bob Hope and Bing Crosby did I don't know how many, a dozen.
There's like 4 or 5 of them. I think it's several.
It might be more than that. Like it could be 6, 8. The Road to whatever city or destination or place. And all these buddy comedies, the Road to this, the Road to that. So this was apparently inspired by those or an homage to those. So hence Bob Hope appears.
Interesting. Okay.
I had no idea that Bob Hope was involved with that stuff.
It's also interesting that Bob Hope would agree.
Oh, yeah. So that's another thing. I think I'll get there in a minute, but I think this movie is largely put together by, hey, do me a favor. Hey, friend of mine, be in this movie. Hey, why don't you play this doctor? Hey,
based on what you were saying earlier, it sounds like that's it. The whole movie is based on favors. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not a traditionally cast movie.
It's not. The film originally ended with the destruction of the world, but test audience didn't like it. So a newer, happier ending was shot on a soundstage in Burbank, hence the bad green screen at the end with them saying, can I borrow your tent or whatever? Right. Whereas clearly it's shot in the snow and they're there doing the thing, and then they sub in these green screen moments in Burbank that were added afterwards to sort of make it a more friendly, fun movie. But originally, they blow up the world.
I want to see that ending.
I want to see that ending too.
If it was shot, why can't we?
I know.
We need to have the whatever
John Landis cut.
No, yeah.
The Landis cut. So we talked about John Belushi was originally going to be in the movie, and he's not. Okay. This is one case where I'm sure a favor was called in.
Okay.
Paul McCartney was brought in to do the quote-unquote title song, Spies Like Us, for this movie, which appears nowhere in the movie except the closing credits or the very end of the movie. It's a horrible, horrible song.
Yes.
It peaked at number 7 in the U.S. and number 13 in the U.K. It's a bad song. I watched the video for it. Paul McCartney.
Is he phoning it in?
I can't tell if he's phoning it in or what, but he looks like an 80s sitcom dad, like trying to play a musician. Like he just he's trying to play up in the video and try to like bad sweaters and the whole thing was bad. That the only way that could happen is if it was a favor to a friend.
So the thing that I saw about that Paul McCartney is that he also wrote the theme song for James Bond, Live and Let Die, of course.
Right.
And so they called in the favor to have him write the theme song for another spy movie. I know.
Sure,
I get the connection and why, but there must have been like some money slid under the table. Like that's a lot of firepower.
Or John Landis saying, "Dude."
If this movie cost $22 million, $7 million had to go to Paul McCartney to write that song.
We need some juice for this movie. It's not what we think it's gonna be. We need a Paul McCartney attachment to it.
Do you think if this came after this, you said this came the year after Ghostbusters, like were they just looking to try to get another theme song to hit the charts?
They should have called Ray Parker Jr. then and done that. So I don't know. To me, him and that song so don't fit this movie. Right. Clearly they didn't love it enough to put it like in the opening title or opening credits or the opening scene. The missile at the end of the movie is targeted at Detroit. Why wouldn't it be DC or some other strategic location?
Motor City?
Well, Dan Aykroyd has some tie to Detroit. The movie Dr. Detroit. I don't know if there's something there or whatever, but yeah. Of all the places I'm going to hit first, Detroit's not on the short list at all.
No.
Especially now, but even then, okay, great. Okay, I want to get to this in a second, but an entree to my take on all the doctors and the cameos. One of the doctors is named LaFong.
Okay.
Last name's LaFong. This is a name used by John Landis in this movie and also in the Blues Brothers and Blues Brothers 2000.
Oh.
The name LaFong comes from the movie It's a Grift. I'd never heard of that movie before, but it's a John Landis thing apparently. So,
he's just trying to fit it in somewhere.
I guess, yeah. He and Aykroyd love LaFong and want to put it in all three of their movies.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So I've got one thing that I had looked up because I was really obsessed with the names of the generals and like the military guys.
I didn't see anything about that.
Colonel Rhombus, I was like, and then there's General Sline, which I was thinking like, okay, Rhombus is kind of like it's got angles and like it's rigid, and then like S-line. So I would like this guy is kind of like blurs the edges, the general in terms of like discipline. So I was like trying to figure that out. And then Miggs, I'm like, what? Miggs doesn't mean anything, but the other two do. Like, why is that? And I found something about it.
Hang on. His last name is not Rhombus. It's Rhombus.
Rhombus?
Yeah.
But I think it's Rhombus.
I looked it up. It's Rhumbus.
Got it. But don't they say Rhombus, though?
Oh,
Rhombus.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know, but
anyway, but it was close enough that I'm like, it's such a weird thing. So what I found, it's connected to the Ace Tomato Company.
Okay.
And so the Ace Tomato Company is based on a real company called United Fruit that is now Chiquita Banana. And General Miggs is a reference to this like business magnate kind of guy, by the name of Henry Meggs.
Yeah.
Who's the uncle of the founder of the United Fruit Company. And so it was, and the United Fruit Company and Chiquita Banana were like well known to be like fronts for CIA operations.
Okay.
And so they took United Fruit. I know it's a little. I know, but that's where it came from. Is United Fruit was a real front for CIA operations. They came up with Ace Tomato. Meggs is the name of the founder, or close to the founder of United Fruit, and General Meggs is connected to Ace Tomato. Okay. So that's it. Which, again, knowing that the other names were unique enough that it just caught my attention. I wanted to see if there was anything.
General Sline, General Meggs, Colonel Rumbus. Mr. Ruby, Mr. Keys, like they're I believe the Ace Tomato stuff, the Rumbus and the Sly, I don't know about that. Yeah. The Meggs, sure, fine, but I don't know. Okay, so some of the cameos and appearances in this movie, we talked about a few of them. Bob Hope is Bob Hope. Frank Oz is the test monitor. Yep. B.B. King is the Ace Tomato agent.
The security guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the doctors, is Terry Gilliam from Monty Python, who is also a director.
Yep. There's like 87 directors in this, aren't there?
He threw a bunch of directors.
Yeah, and they're all security guards at the drive-in.
Yeah. Ray Harryhausen is well-known special effects, movie effects guy. He was one of the doctors, Dr. Marston. Two of the drive-in security people are Joel Coens of the Coen brothers and Sam Raimi, director.
Yeah.
And then this is not really a cameo, but the younger Russian girl, woman agent, or at the bomb site or the missile, is Vanessa Angel from Kingpin.
Oh, that's where I've seen her. Yeah.
It was her first movie.
This was her first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything on your end, Eric?
I just more directors. Michael Apted, I can't remember exactly what he directed, but Martin Brest. He did Beverly Hills Cop and Scent of a Woman.
Hooah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
someone had to do it.
And Geely.
Oh. Yikes. All right. It is time for Recasturbate.
Better close the door. It's time to Recasturbate.
So the ones I have on my list, we all know, but just to refresh ourselves, are Emmett Fitzhume, Chevy Chase, Austin Milbarge, Dan Aykroyd, Karen Boyer, Donna Dixon, and Bernie Casey as Colonel Rumbus. I also threw in a test monitor, was my only wild card. The rest of them, Mr. Ruby, Mr. Keys, General Sline, General Meggs. I don't care about any of them. They can be played by anybody.
Like a bunch of directors?
They can be, it doesn't even matter.
It'd be Steven Spielberg, George Lucas,
Yeah.
Wes Anderson's in there.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan guarding the gate at the drive-in.
Yeah.
So this is the way I did it. I'd like to offer a suggestion on this. Do it in pairs.
I can make mine work that way if I need to.
Okay. I mean, that's the way I cast it, was kind of thinking about it in pairs, but if you prefer to go by character, I can do that.
I don't care. But pairs or trios?
Well, I guess it's trio. Yeah, I mean, I considered that for the Karen Boyer character.
Because mine are not made for pairs. I didn't think about that.
Okay.
So whatever. First, I want to think about this. I thought of just today, so I didn't prep you guys on it, but it doesn't take much prep. I want to recast the Soviet Union.
It's funny you say that because I thought about it from that perspective.
So I think
although they're coming back around.
The candidates are, right, China.
Yep.
North Korea.
Yep.
Iran.
Yep.
And I thought, well, it could just be Russia. I mean, Russia is also coming back around.
They're coming back around. They're like an old fan favorite. That
we did this 10 years ago.
Right.
Russia might not have been on there, but, you know. Do we want this to still be Russia or the Soviet Union, or should it be like North Korea or something in our recasted movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I would. Yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
If we change it, then yeah, that would have definitely affected my casting.
Well,
like if we were doing China or North Korea, that definitely would have changed my casting, because there was people that I wanted to cast.
It would change your casting of the American parts?
Yeah.
It would, yeah,
because of a spy in that country.
Okay.
Of the spies.
Well then.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I thought about that and have an option for a different country.
Oh my God. See, I didn't fully flesh this out.
It was not well thought through.
All right, well, let's do this one by one.
Okay.
And then on your second pass, you know, on your Austin Milbarge, you can say, I picked this person to go with this Fitzhume.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Emmett, Fitzhume, Chevy Chase. I had... I have a problem at number 3. I'll just say it. So I have at I have 3 options, but I really have 4. Number 3 is a tie because
you're just sneaking in 4.
I kind of am. I kind of am. And I think I'm flipping a coin. This duo could be either whoever wins this battle royal, or this battle between these two people, whoever wins this final spot could either be Emmett Fitzhume or Austin Milbarge. Flip a coin, either one.
Got it.
It's very complicated.
Wow.
It's Bill Hader / Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
I had Sudeikis as my Austin Milbarge, and I'm like, oh, he can actually do the Fitzhume part. And I'm like, oh, Bill Hader, that'd be good. I'm like, oh, does he fit?
Yeah.
Which one does he fit? So they're both sort of either one.
Yeah, I had Jason Sudeikis on my
Sudeikis,
list.
I think, is my number 1 is Milbarge, but so I blew that for myself, so fine. But my 2 winners for the Emmett Fitzhume were Joel McHale.
Oh, that's good.
Who played Chevy Chase in the movie Futile and Stupid Gesture on Netflix about the National Lampoon.
Yeah.
So Joel McHale, I think
that's actually pretty good.
He might be.
I like that one.
He's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one I had is sort of an easy go-to was Ryan Reynolds. I think he hits it.
Yeah.
That's a layup.
Yeah.
But Joel McHale, I think, is my number 1.
Yep.
For Fitzhume, even though I butchered the Sudeikis part. Eric, let's go with your Emmett Fitzhume.
All right. I also had 3. I was trying to think of actors that were sort of like fast talking womanizer or could play that type of character. So I had 3. 2 of them were set already. My number 3 is John Hamm.
Oh, that's really good.
And then I also had Ryan Reynolds as my number 2, and my number 1 was Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah. I had him as my Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
And then I switched.
So for me, again, I thought about it in pairs. So I don't know if we want to go like I do this kind of in pairs. Fine, since we're going to do Austin Milbarge, and then you guys can
do your Chevy, then do your Dan Aykroyd.
So I kind of played around with this a little bit and ended up with 4 pairs that I'm really struggling to rank. So I had Jason Sudeikis and Maya Rudolph together as Emmett Fitzhume and Austin Milbarge. I had Beck Bennett and Mikey Day.
Yeah. Who's who?
I had Beck Bennett as Emmett Fitzhume.
Yeah.
And Mikey Day as Austin Milbarge.
Okay.
I had Kate McKinnon and Melissa Villaseñor together to do.
You leaned hard into the SNL.
I did.
All right.
But again, it's about the chemistry of the people together.
Fine.
The one that I kind of like a lot is Anna Kendrick as the Emmett Fitzhume, that character.
Okay.
With Bowen Yang as the Austin Milbarge character.
That's a whole different movie.
It's a different movie. Yeah. That's what I was trying to think about, a different country. So like
right.
So I was thinking about if China was the country or North Korea or whatever. And this is going to sound terrible because I don't know what his ethnic background is, but being that he's of Asian descent, that could work for like a different movie.
Right. That's interesting. Okay. I already blew my Austin Milbarge was Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Bill Hader can do that one, but whatever. My other 2 were Jake Johnson from New Girl.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then I thought this is a perfect spot for podcast regular Charlie Day to slide into a Austin Milbarge.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. I like Jake Johnson for that.
Yeah. Eric, who's your Dan Aykroyd replacement?
So for this one, I was trying to think of more of like nerdy type characters that could like the fast talking sort of spot out some like geek speak kind of actor. I thought of both Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Them
together would be that's a good duo just for the both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jason Schwartzman. Those were my 3.
That's good too. That's really good.
Yeah, that works. That totally works.
I do like John Hamm, like for the Emmett Fitzhume. I'm trying to think of who he would be paired up with. That was a really good suggestion.
Okay, Karen Boyer.
Yeah.
Now, Donna Dixon.
Yeah. She was cast for specific reasons.
Yeah, well, of course. The world only knows her for this movie and Bosom Buddies, right?
And
Wayne's World.
She worked in the donut shop.
She was Garth's dream girl.
Right. I forgot that was her.
Dreamweaver. She's Foxy Lady.
Foxy Lady.
So I was trying to figure out who she is today, and I could only put together a combination of Margot Robbie and Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Like if you melded them together, that's Donna Dixon. Roundabout. So 2 of mine are Gal Gadot and Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I had Margot Robbie on my list.
My winner is, I like better, just because it's not as obvious, is Elizabeth Debicki from Tenet.
Oh.
Right. From Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah. I had thought about her for a little bit.
So she is 6'3".
Really? She's that tall? Oh.
Hence, she works with my Joel McHale as Chevy Chase character. So I'm like, that even actually would work.
Wow. I had no idea.
I had no idea she was that tall.
Whoa.
She is all just angles and wrists and neck and ankles. She's just an angular,
good for her,
giant. So yeah, that's my Karen Boyer.
So I had to go with my 2 female spies. I had Taron Egerton doing the spy undercover as the doctor. So he's playing that part for them. I had also had Margot Robbie, but I had Felicity Jones and Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne comes up a lot for us.
I know.
Rose Byrne will be good.
But she would be, I think she would be fantastic.
It's good. I mean, I went through all these names, and the more I think about it, this is a straight part. She doesn't have any jokes at all.
Right.
Yeah, there's. It's pretty generic. It's could almost be anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
put anybody in there, it doesn't really matter.
He's the straight man, though.
Oh yeah,
in comedies, so that's why I liked it. I like the, I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah, I did sort of have a little bit of a hard time with this one, because it's sort of a generic part, but I thought my number 3, and I'm not too excited about, Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Chastain, maybe, and then my number 1 was Rosamund Pike.
Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Eric's got no budget on this movie.
Nope.
He's blown it already. Okay, Bernie Casey.
Yeah. If we don't all have the same one person on this list, I'd be shocked.
Well, okay. So while it's not reflected in my other choices, I did try to go outside of the current casting mix of whether it was race or gender or whatever. Right. This one, I said, fuck it, no way. I'm going with a black actor because he's the only black guy in the entire. He's the only non-white person in the entire movie, except for the locals in Kazakhstan or wherever the fuck they are. So my number 3 was Harry Lennox. He is the actor who was the general in the Snyder Cut. He's in Man of Steel. He was in the Matrix movies or whatever.
Martian Manhunter,
right? Yeah. Too old, but fine. Number 3, great. Yep. Number 2 was Idris Elba.
Right. That's the one I said better be on it.
That was an easy one. That was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, he was on my list.
Yeah. Number 1, Idris was my number 1 until I thought of this name, and then I immediately changed. Terry Crews.
Oh.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews nails it.
Oh my god.
That's good.
That's good. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I mean, before you start looking for black actor over 40 to play this type of role, there's not that many guys out there. I mean, that I know. I found it tough. And you start thinking Samuel Jackson. Well, he's like 62 or whatever he is.
I have Jamie Foxx and I've got Denzel as possibilities, but I also included somebody else that would be would deliver the line about I had to do the character evaluations, and the response, well, what did it say? Pussies. Michael Shannon.
I had him in my world here somewhere.
So I again, when I do a lot of casting, I think about certain lines and who's going to deliver it. And so I liked him delivering that line. I thought about it at the beginning when he first meets them, and he's like, well, you could have taken any number of different tactical combat, whatever. And he just kicks ass left and right. I'm like, I want Terry Crews doing it. Yeah. Yeah. I do like the little sound effect that they use when he salutes. It's so good.
And I noticed that when they ran it in the credits and they shot that, they still put the swoosh in there. During the
it's so good. It's so good. Eric, who did you have?
Who do you got?
So I did have Idris Elba. Samuel Jackson was on my list, even though he probably is too old. Yeah, actually, I think he's actually in his early 70s now.
Yeah.
We're pretty darn close. I thought maybe Wesley Snipes, especially with the if he's going to beat up the ninjas.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And then another choice that I had that is different from what we've been picking up to this point, but I still think it would work for this part, would be The Rock.
Yeah.
Big giant muscle.
It's basically Terry Crews light.
Yeah.
Or they are the same type of guy. Yep. All right. Test monitor.
Yeah.
Which that's what he's called in the cast.
I know.
Frank Oz. I
think his name on the board is Mr. Walters.
Oh wow,
I saw that too. Yeah, it's Mr. Walters.
I had a tough time casting this guy. So I was trying to go for Frank Oz in this. First of all, in this movie, Frank Oz is 41 years old. So you're not casting someone who's 58 or whatever. It's a nerdy, slender 40-year-old or whatever. So I had a real trouble, and then I said, "Fuck it! I'm not casting to any sort of type. I don't care about age. I don't care about gender. I don't care whatever. I'm just going to my go-to, and I put Tilda Swinton."
She better be in the middle third quadrant and perfectly centered, like Wes Anderson would shoot it.
Right. It's the only name I have down.
Oh my God!
I actually
had multiple. I had multiple for this one.
I did write down Michael Shannon as a possibility for this.
Oh yeah.
But no, Tilda, and I'm done.
So I had. So I look up when there's something like this. I look up character actors, and there were a number that I came up with. One is Dennis O'Hare.
Yeah.
He was the immigration agent in The Proposal. He's been in a 1,000 things.
Jim O'Hare.
He's been in 1,000 movies. Okay. If you saw him, you would recognize him.
Okay.
Number 2, taking on the no nonsense person. I've got Allison Janney.
Yeah, sure. I love recasting this.
I know.
Ridiculous.
I know. There's a female character actor, CCH Pounder, who I like her facing being the irritated straight man against whatever nonsense is happening in the testing room, but then the one that is closest to the Frank Oz is Stephen Tobolowsky, Ned Ryerson.
Yeah. Sitting here thinking about it, I'll throw in.
But it doesn't matter.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Sitting here thinking about it, I'll throw in one name too that I would like in that part. But to be perfectly clear, I keep Frank Oz there no matter what.
I think
like he can still be.
I think that's right.
He can be. There's no reason why he can't still be doing that same job 30 years later.
No, so
it's totally fine.
Before you get to your group, watching this, and you see cameos from him now and then from 80s movies or even 90s, maybe, I don't know. I don't know why he wasn't in more movies as himself or as an actor, as opposed to a voice or whatever.
Well, he's always almost like an extra. Like it's always like a 2-minute scene at best. Like he doesn't have a lot of lines other than, and yeah,
he should be in every movie.
I agree. He's kind of like the Ben Stein. Like it's kind of the same thing. Like he's got this. I feel like he's got like this other.
He should be in every movie.
Role, but he's very distinctive and he's good. Like it's always a character that's like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But
it's a straight man character.
Yeah,
always.
Of course. When I was coming up with this list, that I couldn't come up with names, but I considered forget everything and just cast the mustache. And then I had a whole list of people you can imagine for that.
God.
But
not Tilda though, right?
Tilda, no.
Okay.
So yeah. Eric?
The one other name, a character actor that I would throw into that part that I think would be good is Richard Jenkins.
Oh yeah.
Who is that?
He was let's see, he was John C. Reilly's dad in Step Brothers.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. He is good. I definitely had him on my short list as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's a good stand-in.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's sort of he's Frank Oz's stunt replacement guy.
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys have any other wild cards?
I have one. I made one pair of the KGB agents.
Oh, perfect.
Alexander Skarsgård and Sebastian Stan.
Wow. What?
Oh my God. Hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
My God.
Alexander Skarsgård definitely works.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, good one.
All right. Favorite quotes?
Oh my God. And memorable scenes,
yeah.
I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Doctor.
These are our newly arrived surgeons, Drs. Trowbridge and Greenbaum.
Doctor?
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 And doctor. Well, we miss anyone?
I like when Chevy Chase calls them collect on the phone, and like, did they tell you that over an open phone line? Like, no, the AT&T operator told our operator.
I like the show some balls, man. I think it's a little too late to impress them.
That's a perfect Chevy Chase little throwaway.
Yeah,
it's great. I love it.
I laughed at it twice, both the first night we watched the movie and the second night I had to rewatch it.
Okay.
Which is, hey, what's this? you don't want it. And he tosses the grenade in like a real casual way. It's so
your quote is
hilarious.
The toss.
It's yes.
Your scene.
Although
is the toss.
I do like the you don't want it.
Yeah.
And then he just stands up casually, like perfectly perky and straight up, and then just kind of flicks it over, and it perfectly lands in the box. Of
when they're
grenades.
pretending to be aliens, and Dan Aykroyd jumps away, and then Chevy Chase does the short arms up in the
of
fur.
Of course, and it looks like they're curved.
Yeah, he's just like a scarecrow. Yeah.
Yes, that is definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Eric, go ahead.
I also watched the movie. I ended up watching the movie twice. I laughed both times at when Dan Aykroyd tells Chevy Chase to get a rock and smash the device. He's like, "Wait, bring it here, not the rock."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So good. Of course, and this was said on every playground and every junior high school hallway for many years after this, which is, hey, what's that? Oh, it's a dick fur. What's a dick fur?
Yeah.
To pee with.
Of course. That's a good one.
Also, I do like the surgical scene where he goes, we mock what we don't understand. Is so them playing that off, having no idea what's going on, him bending down to look at the book underneath the surgical table, and as he bends down under the table, Chevy Chase leans in, look very closely at the patient, and then they simultaneously come back up. It's fantastic.
I always found it funny that Dan Aykroyd's character doesn't know where the appendix is.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this book nerd or whatever. I guess he's just a tech guy, right?
Yeah.
But he almost cuts into his sternum as opposed to down in his stomach.
But I like everybody like shaking their heads in unison and then nodding in unison when he gets to the right place.
Doctor.
The other thing, and it is classic Chevy Chase, and he does it better than anybody I've ever seen, which is pretending that the microphones don't work.
Oh, I know. That was the first time I saw that trick. That, in this movie, stands out.
It is fantastic what he pulls off there.
It's great.
Also, another bit that I like that Chevy Chase does is at the end when he's supposed to be like the circuit bridge and he's holding the two wires, he's getting electrocuted. And Dan Aykroyd's trying to explain what he wants and he's not getting it. He can't think of it. And Chevy Chase is trying to help and at the same time losing his mind because he's getting shocked.
So, honestly, with all these scenes and all these lines and the delivery and everything, could you have seen anybody else play these parts?
Then?
Yeah.
No, not then.
Yeah. Could this have been a Steve Martin Short movie?
No, I don't think so. At least in terms of the types of jokes and delivery, I think it would have had to be a different level of sophistication, I think, for...
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it feels, and it obviously was, tailor-made for these guys.
Yeah. Maybe Bill Murray and Harold Ramis.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
And that's kind
actually
of
good.
What those two characters are, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they kind of made that movie. It was called Stripes,
right?
But
yep, I mean, both those characters line up with those other characters in Stripes. That's a good one.
That's really good, Eric.
Okay, what would you want to see in a sequel if there isn't one already? There isn't one. And I am shocked there wasn't a sequel. Looking at it now, we can tell why it didn't make a lot of money and it wasn't well reviewed, but couldn't you see at the end, the two agents and their girlfriends, couldn't you see them on some other new trip, some other new spy or diplomacy situation where they're in some other country doing some other thing?
Yeah, I don't see it with the women. I see it. It's just those two.
Women, though.
No, I think it's going to be like James Bond, where it's like different different women in each movie for those two guys.
Especially in Chevy Chase's case.
Yeah, like it's not going to be 4 people going on the same mission all the time.
I was almost imagining it like a road trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to see a sequel, and I think there's any number of scenarios you can create where they're in whatever country trying to get whatever MacGuffin to do whatever thing. Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And it would be kind of a funny... I mean, I'm not necessarily advocating for any more reboots of movies, but like I could see this being.
No, this could work.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be a Netflix movie or something, but yeah, totally. All right. The How Much Are They Worth game.
And now, let's play the How Much Are They Worth game.
We've got Frank Oz, Bernie Casey, Donna Dixon, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase.
Oh, Frank Oz? Whoa.
We had 5.
Okay.
5 spots. He makes it. So Frankie Oz is the first one.
Oh, that's really hard.
Muppet Money.
He's got Muppet Money movie.
Jim
Muppet
Henson.
Yoda.
Right.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, nothing.
That's okay. So
I have no idea. With the heyday of the Muppets being in the 70s and let's say early 80s, I guess, right? I can't do the math on that conversion of what it could have been financially, but also they're fucking Muppets. It's not like they were in like big giant movies.
All the Dark Crystal, Little Shop of Horrors, Muppet, Star Wars. He was in Knives Out.
Yeah, he was the estate attorney.
Yeah.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
He directed like The Score and Bowfinger.
He did direct
Labyrinth, Blues Brothers. He was in, of course.
I think he directed the remake of
Trading Places. Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
I think he directed the remake of The Stepford Wives. Even
that's why he's not acting in these movies. He's directing and doing other stuff.
Wow. All right, Frank Oz.
I think I have a number.
I have a number too. Oh wow.
I have a number. I don't like it. Eric, what's your number?
I will say 40 million.
Oh, that's exactly what I had.
I was going to say 50, but I said 29. Oh, Frank Oz has a net worth of 80 million.
Wow.
80 million.
Good for him.
You guys tie.
Wow.
I was going to say 50. Damn it. That was too high.
Too high.
It's going to go up. The Muppet Show is now on Disney Plus. So we'll get some residuals for that.
Wow.
All right. Bernie Casey.
That's
Bill and Ted's Never Say Never Again. Revenge of the Nerds. Under Siege.
Oh, that's right. Bill and
8
Ted's.
hours. Okay.
Lots of TV stuff.
Okay.
Sharky's Machine.
Sharky's Machine. Wow. Under Siege. Casino Royale.
Not that one.
It's got Daniel Craig.
Is it the video game again?
It doesn't say, dude.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Oh yeah.
That's
totally.
where he made the money.
Batman Beyond. Lots of TV series. Tomcats.
Okay.
Right,
I've got a number.
Is he still alive?
No,
Yeah.
he died in 2017.
Yeah.
I've got a number.
I have a number.
I've got one. I say 21.
I wrote down 20.
I say 8.
Oh. Well, let's see. Bernie Casey, wow, had a net worth of $2 million.
Wow.
At the time of his death.
Oh, that face.
Eric gets that one. He was a wide receiver who played for Columbia East High School and played college football at Bowling Green.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
It's Donna Dixon.
Donna Dixon.
I have. She's married to Dan
They are
Aykroyd.
currently married. Yep. Still.
I'm wondering if it's going to be the same. It'll be interesting.
Oh, right. I don't know. This is the first time we've had this, so I don't know how this site does it.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Is it individual or do they combine?
Was she a regularly recurring character on The Nanny?
I've never seen The Nanny, so I don't know.
She also appears to have been in a bunch of Eastern European titles.
Well, she was a model before Bosom Buddies, or maybe even during Bosom Buddies.
Doesn't look like she's had any acting credits in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. She was in The Twilight Zone in 2020.
Well, so, yeah, if this is a big number, then it's clearly going off of...
Yeah. She was in the Nixon movie? I don't remember that. Wayne's World? In Wayne's World, she's credited as Dream Woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is why I sang that song, but Eric, you are correct. She was Foxy Lady.
Yeah, he imagined whenever he looked at her, it was Dreamweaver, but then when he was thinking about talking to her, that's when he did Foxy Lady.
Well, Dreamweaver was the Tia Carrera.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Okay, Donna Dixon. I got to think about this.
I know. I'm trying to figure out, do I just go with what I think she was at, or do I try to incorporate anything from Dan Aykroyd?
I'm going to go off of just what I think her worth is. So
kind of like on a scale of 1 to 10, if she was a 3 and he was a 8, would you say 8? Would you say 3, or would you say 5? In the middle to be safe.
Right.
I don't know. Fuck it.
I've got a number.
I have a number. Eric, what's your number?
I'm gonna say it's just her, and I'm gonna go with 3. 3 million.
I guess I said it was just her. I don't know. I said 11.
See, I'm gonna be honest. I wrote down 5 just for her, but I think the system's gonna say 25.
So what's your number?
I'm gonna say 25.
25. Wow. Donna Dixon is an American actress who has a net worth of $5 million.
Son of a! I actually said it. All right, that's fine.
Eric gets that one. Damn. You're on a roll, man. Son of a...
Should have stuck with my original thing. Dang it.
Yeah, you would have had double points on that one.
No.
Dan Aykroyd.
I mean, that does answer our question that we've asked, although it really doesn't explain the Matthew Broderick, Jessica, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Well, we haven't had her yet, though.
Yeah. There was something, maybe it wasn't him. I'm trying to remember there was somebody that was married and their numbers were way off.
I don't think we've had a married couple in the same game.
Not in the same game, no.
Yeah. Aykroyd by himself, apparently. I'm still iffy on if that's even the case, if he's what they're going to do here.
All right, so we're doing Dan Aykroyd?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Did he have any ownership of House of Blues?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
And anything with the name Ghostbusters on it, he has a piece of it.
Okay, he's got kind of just talking movies. Blues Brothers, Ghostbusters, Trading Places, Coneheads, Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters Afterlife, whatever that is. Nothing But Trouble, Blues Brothers 2000, The Great Outdoors, My Girl, Tommy Boy, Spies Like Us, Get On Up. Oh, that's right, he was in Get On Up.
Tommy Boy.
51st Dates, Driving Miss Daisy. Oh, he got like a lot of good kudos on that.
He was nominated, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he got nominated for that.
He was in Tammy, Detroit, Dr. Detroit,
Yep.
he said. Ghost Heads.
Combination of Coneheads and Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Good God.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ants.
Dragnet.
Dragnet. Grosse Point Blank.
Wow. Chaplin. Wow. There's a lot here. Oh, my God. And then, did he also have that Skull vodka?
Yep.
Oh, my God.
I forget what it's called. I was going to look it up, but I didn't.
Oh, all right. I'm going to write down a ridiculous number.
I have a number.
I might have Scorsese'd myself here, but
I have a number. I have 86 million.
I have 225.
See, I thought I went low. Eric?
90.
Oh, no.
I was flirting with a little over 100, but I'm like, I'm going to undercut it. Because a lot of his stuff, acting-wise, is small parts.
He's got a crap ton of merchandising.
He's got a lot of that stuff.
I think he's got the...
Oh! Sorry.
Wow.
Dan Aykroyd is a Canadian comedian, actor, screenwriter, and entrepreneur with Skull Vodka. It was a net worth of $200 million.
Ah.
Thanks, Coop. High five. High five.
All right. No barks. Make him shut up.
Oh, yeah, I just remembered Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
What?
Where?
Yeah, at the very beginning, he's the guy that puts them on the chicken cargo plane.
Oh, that's right.
Sure, he raked it in for that one. All right. Chevy Chase. Not a real name.
Chevy Chase. Community was like big.
Vacation, Fletch.
Yeah. Caddyshack. Three Amigos. Funny Farm.
Three Amigos, also with John Landis.
Yeah. Let's see. Hot Tub Time Machine. The Very Excellent Dundee. Whoa.
What?
Very Excellent Mr. Dundee. And it has got, that's in 2020. What is this movie? Is that the Crocodile Dundee guy? Holy shit.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, God.
And Chevy Chase is in it.
Well,
and they're all oldies. Paul Hogan.
All right. You're making me sad.
Wow. Okay. Oh, my. Okay. All right. I've got a number.
I have a number. Eric, what's your number?
I have a number.
What do you got?
I will say 60 million.
I've got 44.
I've got 90.
Oh, my God. 60, 90. I almost went.
I feel like he's got a take on Christmas Vacation, and that's.
I almost went like in the 30s.
I feel like Community got some money.
Chevy Chase is an American writer, comedian, film and television actor who has a net worth of $50 million. I take that one.
Wow.
Eric wins 3-2-1.
Wow. Dang. I could have won. Stick with your guts.
When you look at Chevy Chase's IMDb, it's amazing how little he's in, he doesn't have a big career. He did have a big career, but the longer it goes, I don't mean old age stuff, but I mean, like, after, I don't know, 89, he didn't do anything.
I think didn't he just develop a reputation of being difficult to work with?
Yeah, that he's just like the biggest jerk on the planet.
Yeah. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was 1989. He did Nothing But Trouble with Aykroyd, a movie I saw a couple times on HBO or something, and it's a horrendous movie. He doesn't have much after that. Vegas Vacation was 97.
Yeah.
So that's 9 years later.
I mean,
then a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, the most recent is Community.
Yeah,
he did the TV show.
And he's got
and that did not end well.
No, his reputation became public with that. He did it. I mean, according to the documentary and the movie, he did a shit ton of cocaine. So who knows how much of the money that ate? But dude, Chevy Chase did fine, but you always think of him as a big star, and he kind of wasn't.
He's been riding the coattail of Saturday Night Live for 50 years.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Final thoughts on Spies Like Us. It holds up. It's awesome. It's funny. It's better than the critics and the audience rank it or rate it.
It's definitely become underrated at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Again, like the same points or the same things that were funny then are funny now.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like understated delivery that's funny. Like it's not. I mean, a handful of things are kind of a bit over the top, but it's a lot of like under the breath comments and subtle things that make it funny, and a handful of visuals.
It threads the needle of that 80s comedy that that Stripes was getting at and that Ghostbusters got to. It's right in that sweet spot. It's just not as well known and not as well liked, but it's right up there. It's it's really funny.
Yeah,
it's really good. All right, well, that's it for this episode.
All right, great.
Okay.